here is the notepad, HTML root tag, inside that head, under that I have a body, inside head we have a title. Now here I am going to declare the script opening tag, script closing tag, and inside that I will declare the variable. Right, now we can declare the variable using the var that I already have discussed in the previous classes. So if I write var a, right, now var a will hold the value 4, right. I have written var a equal to 4, right. That means var a will hold the value 4. Now if I write var b 6, now var b will hold the value 6. Now if I write var c equal to a plus b, now var c will hold the summation value of a plus b. Now if I want to print the value of c in the document, in the HTML document, what can I do? I can simply use this method, document dot write, right. Document dot write method we can use. Here if I write h1 opening tag, h1 closing tag, right, inside the heading I want to write, and also I want that this heading will appear at the center, so I can write center opening tag, center closing tag, and here in the heading I will write the sum of two numbers is, and after that here I will write see. Just see what I have done. This is a string I have taken. This will be printed as a string, right. So in the string it will be printed the sum of two numbers is, and this is also a string that will be printed, but here h1 will be counted as a heading tag, and center will also be counted as a center tag, right, the closing tag, and this will be counted as the opening tag, right. So this thing will be considered as a HTML tag, right, and this will be encountered as a, this will be taken as a string written inside this tag, and this will be taken as a variable because this is a string which I have written inside the double inverted comma, and this thing also have written inside the double inverted comma, but here I have used the concatenation plus symbol in JavaScript will be used as a concatenation, right. So and this is a variable, this variable I have written over here, this holds the summation value of a and b, right. So let us see, let me save the file and let us see what is going to be print here in the screen. Now just I will refresh the browser and you can see the sum of two numbers is 10, right. So the value of c 4 plus 6 10, right. Now you can see a heading has been used because I have used h1 heading tag, and also it appears to be at the center because I have used the center tag. Center tag I have used, opening and closing, center and heading tag, that is why it has taken a heading formation, and also it has been aligned at the horizontal center. Now if I ask the user to give the input, I can simply use the prompt. Instead of defining the variable here, I can ask the user to give the value. If I write here prompt enter first value, and here in case of b will hold the user defined value. So if I write prompt, right, enter second value, I am asking the user by using the prompt function. Prompt is a method that will ask the user to give some value, okay, and also it will hold the value in the variable a and b, right. Now c will write a plus b. Now let's see what appears. Now I will execute asking to enter the first value. I will write 55, okay. Now I have been asked to enter the second value. I will write 44. 55 plus 44, it should be 99, but will 99 be printed the value of c or not? Let's see. Now you can see over here the sum of two numbers, it has been printed 55 44 side by side. Summation has not done, right. So here I have written c equal to a plus b, but it has been printed a value and the b value side by side. The summation has not been done, right. Why? Because when user gave the value by using the prompt function, it will take as a string, it will take as a string, not as a integer. But we can only do the summation, multiplication, division, subtraction of integer value. So we have to convert the value into integer. How can we do so? So by using the parsing method, PARACINT. Now by using the parsing method, PARACINT, this parsing method will convert this value of a, which was a string. Now this will convert to a integer value. This method will convert the value of a, which was previously taken from prompt function by the user as a string. It will now convert to a integer value. Here also I will do the same process. Let me repeat, PARACINT, parsing. Now b previously has been considered by the program as a string value which was given by the user, but now I have used the parsing function which will convert the string into integer, right? Now c is the summation of two integer value a and b. Now if I go and save the program, if I execute, now see, let me give the first value, I will give 66, right? And okay, let me give the second value. I have been asked to put the second value. I will write here 44, 66 plus 44. Okay, now you can see 66 plus 44, 110. So a numeric summation of, you can see, two numeric value a and b, and C has done the summation of a and b and has shown the output 110. So now we can also use, you can see, so we have used var, right? Instead of var, if we had used let, then also it would have been worked in same process. If I would have used let instead of var, so we can use the same let. So variable can be declared in different ways. Let, right? So let me save. Instead of var, we could have also used let. So let me save the file and let me execute the program. Asking for the first value, I will give 4. Asking for the second value, I will give 5. 4 and 5, it should print 9, right? So we can use var, we can use let, right? And we can also use const, right? So we have to use the const when it is certain that we are not going to change the value. In case of array, it is mostly used in case of declaring array. So we are going to declare array later. Let me save and execute the program. Asking for the first value, I will give 1 1 11. Asking for the second value, I will give 22. 11 plus 22, the value is 33. So you can see that I have used const. Now use nothing, so I can simply delete the declaration. So c equal to this, b equal to this, and a, b and c, that will do the calculation, right? Simply I have saved the file, right? So if I go and use, see, asking for the first value, if I write 99, now asking for the second value, if I write 1, now 99 plus 100. So okay, so this is how you can use the variable, right? Now after the variable, we are going to discuss about the array. So why do we use the array, right? Why do we use the array, right? Now array is also one kind of variable, but we can use to hold number of element. In case of using variable, we can use a single element, but in array we can hold number of element, but all those element must be of same data type, either can be of all numeric or string, right? So array can hold the marks of students, right, of different subject, and array can also hold the name of student. So let me explain why do we use array instead of variable, and when do we need to use the array, right? So just assume that, let me delete this. Now let's say if I declare a variable var a, right, which will hold the name of a student, right? So equal to I will write here Ram. So now variable A hold the name of a student, that is Ram, right? Now variable B hold the name of another student, Sam, Sam, right? Now variable C also hold the name of another student, let's say Judd, right? So I have taken three separate variables to hold the name of three separate students, right? If I want to hold the name of three separate students in a single variable, is that possible? Yes, that is possible by using the array. So if I use simply one variable const, instead of var I will declare const, const. Now I will write names, names. So the name I have used names. So names of student, I am going to hold the names of students. So you can see how this has been done, right? By using the third bracket. You can do it by using the third bracket, right? See, so I can write here by using the third bracket. So I will write here Ram, right? I will give a comma because I want to add another name. So I will write here Sam. After that I will again give comma to add another. I will write Judd, right? Now this is how inside a single array, that is name, I can have multiple name. I can have multiple names. It could be 100 names, it could be 500 names, right? But if I had to use in variable formation to declare 500 student names, then I had to declare 500 separate variable to hold the name of 500 students. So that would have been much more difficult. Instead of that, a single array variable, array type variable I have taken, which will hold the name of multiple students, right? Now if I had to write in the body, then what could I have done? See, if I write document document.writ, right? Here if I write A, then it will print this name, right? This name, variable A, this will be printed over here, right? So let me first save the file and let me execute the program. Now let me execute. See, Ram has been printed. You can see Ram, it has been printed, right? Now here if I want to print this Ram inside heading tag, then I could have written the same in the like this way, right? By concatenating I can simply write I will also use the center tag. So let me save the file, let me execute the same. You can see Ram has been printed. Okay, so the name of student is Ram. Fine. Now see, I want to print this name Sam. Then if I write B and save the file, now the name will be Sam. So in this way I can also print C here. The name Jod will be printed. Very simple. Now if I had to print the name that is declared in this array, right? Same thing has been done in a single line array command. So in the array I have declared these names. So if I had to print the name of Ram, Sam and Jodu, what could I have done? So just see. So here I will write name 0, names 0. So why names? Because these names of the array and 0th location. This is 0 location and this is 1 location and this is 2 location. So I have to give the location along with the arrow name, right? So just see, Ram has been printed. Now if I write here 1, so array names and 1 location, that means this is 0 and this is 1 location. Let me save the file. See, Sam. Now if I write here 2, I can simply execute and see this name 2. So in a single array you can have multiple students name, right? So it is quite easy and it saves memory location, right? I need not require to write and declare number of variables, right? So if I declare another variable, say marks, okay, marks of student, I want to declare the marks of student, right? Total marks of student. If I write total marks of student, that I want to declare for these 3 student. Now I can write like this in simple way. Just see, 85, 76 and 64. So 3 student marks I have declared in a separate array, right? The name I have declared total marks, right? So if I had to write like this, just see, now here I will write this variable, right? So the name will be declared. Say if I write here 0, that means this particular name Ram. Here I will write Ram got how much marks? So here I will write TOTAL, total MARKS, marks, total marks, and this is 0th location, right? 0th location, right? So let me save the file. See, this is a string, then I have concatenate, I have used the concatenation, and I will use this string again to concatenate got Ram. Ram will be taken from here, Ram got how much marks? From here it will be taken 85 marks, right? And inside the heading it will be printed. Let me save, let me execute now. Just go and execute the program. See, Ram got 85. See, Ram got 85. Now if I write here 1, and if I write here 1 and save the file, now you can see Sam got 76. Sam got 76. Now if I write here 2 and execute the program, now you can see over here Jad got 64. So this is how you can work with the array, right? Fine. Now after the array, let us just go and learn how to create the date object, right? So date object, to create the date object, so here I will write, just go and see how you can create the date object by this new date method, new date, right? So if I write here new new date, right? Now if I take a variable, say you can see new date creates a new date object with the current date and date time, right? Now I will take a date variable to declare the date. Let me save the file and I will print here. Let me delete this one. So I will just print the date. I will just print the date. Okay, so I will just print the date. So let me show you. So using this variable I will use a new date function. So here the date will be stored and that will be printed. So you can see today, this is the date 21st April 2022, and this is the time, right? And I have used the heading h1 heading tag, that is why it looks like a heading. If I use h6 heading, then it will look smaller, it will appear much smaller, right? It will appear smaller. If I take h4 heading, now see, just this is how it will look. So you can use this date function, right? Now you can see in the date function it consists of year, month, day, hour, minute, second, milliseconds. So all this will be there. You can see over here. Just go and check. Okay, so minute, hour, milliseconds, right? Everything will be there in the date by using the date function. Now after the date function, let us use the conditional statement, right? So conditional statement, there are 4 types, right? Now we will just use the if else conditional statement to start with. So if I write, say here, so let me remove the date, right? We have discussed about the date function, though now I have deleted. Now see, I will write if I will take a variable here. Let me take a variable. So variable x, right, equal to say 55. So I have taken a variable which holds 55. Now I will write if x less than equal to 50. If x is less than equal to 50, then it will show a message. It will show a message. What message? Let's say document dot write. It will show a message that failed. The candidate is failed. Right? So less than 50. If x is less than 50, then a message will be thrown here that the candidate is failed if the value is less than 50. So now I am just executing here the if condition, just if condition. So condition is that if x is less than equal to 50, then this message will be shown, the candidate is failed, right? So now you can see I have declared the variable x which holds the value of 50, right? Which holds the value of 50. 50, that is not less than 55, right? X holds the value 55. 55 is never going to be less than 50, right? That means this is false. If this is false, then this will not execute. Let me show you. If I go and refresh blank, why? Because this condition does not satisfy. This condition does not satisfy. If I write here 40, so 40 is less than 50. Now x is 40, which is less than 50. Now this condition satisfy. Now this will be printed. Now you can see the candidate is failed, right? If I use the H1 heading, then it can be much more bold, right? So let me use the H1 heading and also center tag, so that it will appear right at the center. Fine. Now see, now if x is 70, that means this condition will not satisfy. That means nothing will be shown. So now I will add here else. That means if this condition does not satisfy, something else will be printed. If the condition does not satisfy, then something else will be printed, right? Something else need to be printed. Now what will be printed? What will be printed? That is important. What will be printed? Right? Something else will be printed. So the candidate is passed. The candidate is passed. Right? Now 50 and above pass, right? If this condition satisfy, that means if candidate, if x is 50 or less, then it will be printed, the candidate is failed. If the value is more than 50, then this will be printed, the candidate is passed. Now let me show you. Now the x is 70 means pass, the candidate is passed. Now if I write here 40, then this will be printed, failed, right, failed. Now see, now assume we have to create a grade card, right, we have to create a grade card where we need to show A, B, C and fail. So assume that we have to give a condition for A above 80. If marks that is scored by a candidate which is above 80, then message will come, candidate secured A grade. So if I write here, if X is more than or equal to 80, more than or equal to 80, then the candidate got A grade. This will be printed, the candidate got A grade, this thing will be printed. Now I will write here ELAC, else if, another condition I am adding, another condition. So to create a grade chart, I need to have multiple condition is required. Now else if, another condition I am going to write, if X (60), if this condition satisfy, then fine, this message will be printed, right. If this condition does not satisfy, that means if X value is not 80 or more than 80, then that is less than 80. Then if it is less than 80, then this condition will be checked. If the X is, value of X is less than 80, then the second condition will be checked, it is more than 60 or not. If X is 60 or more than 60, then the message will be shown here that the candidate got B grade, not A grade, B grade. It is below 80 but more than 60 or 60, then B grade, right. Now A grade fine, B grade fine. Now if the value of X is 40, 50, if the value of X is 50, right, or more than 50, if this condition fail, if this both condition fail, that means the marks is below 60, that means this condition fail, not 80 and above 80, this condition also fails, not 60 and not above 60, below 60. If below 60, then this condition will be checked, that if the marks that the student has got is more than 50 or 50 or not. Then if more than 50 or 50, then it will be shown that the candidate got C grade, right. Otherwise, else, not more than 50 or 50, less than 50, less than 50 means else. Otherwise, if this above three condition fails, otherwise it will be shown the candidate is failed, the candidate is failed. Okay, now let me execute. You can see the candidate is failed. Why? X is 40, right. 40 is less than 80, right, less than 60, less than 50. Now all these three conditions fail, right. So that means this condition has executed, the candidate is failed. Now if I write here 55, I have written 55, X is 55, that means not above 80 and 80 and also not above 60 and 60. that means above 50, below 60 and above 50. So this condition will be satisfying. If this satisfy, then it will be printed the candidate got C grade. Let me save the file, and now I will execute C grade. Right, now if I write here 65, now above 60 but not above 80, above 60 but not above 80, that means this condition satisfy. X is above 60, 65 is above 60, right? So this condition fail and this condition satisfy, so it will be printed the candidate got B grade. Candidate got B grade. Now if I write here simply 90, now you can see if I write 90, now 90 is above 80, this condition satisfy. 90, x is 90, the x is, if x 90, then it is above 80, then this thing will be printed, the candidate got A grade. Now let me execute, the candidate got A grade. Now I will let the user to give the value of x. If I write here prompt prompt give student marks. Now I am asking the user to give the student marks. Now the user will give the student marks, and that will be kept inside the x variable, and that x variable will be checked here in this condition, right? Just see, I am asking the user using the prompt method to give the value marks for x for a student, and that will be kept under the x, right? And x will be checked here under the condition, right? Now let me execute the program. Now I am asking the user give student marks. If I give 39 is below 40, that means failed, the candidate is failed. Now if I give 51, see, the candidate got C grade. Now if I give here 72, the candidate got B grade. Now if I give here 85, the candidate got A grade. Fine. So we have discussed about the if else, and also else if and else condition. So you can see how this thing will be executed. It holds the first condition, a block of code will execute and return true, otherwise this condition will be executed, otherwise this condition will be executed.